So we start our application. Right here, I'll select this form, come to the Solution Explorer. Yeah, this is Form 1. I want to rename form. I'll right click on it. It brings out a list. I'll click on rename. With this rename, it can give me the form, the opportunity to rename the form. Now, there are prefixes that are associated with every control and the forms in the Microsoft Visual Basic. For the case of form, I shall make use of FRM. That is the prefix associated with form. FRM, wage, calculator, that way. Okay, I say enter. Cool. It has been renamed. You can also observe that right on the form tab order or title here. Now, I'll click on this form right in the title bar of the application that I want to develop. Right on the title bar of the form. I want to click on this. You observe that the property panel will display the properties associated with that form. Right on that property, I will drag up and come down to, of course, the name is here, FRM, which calculator, has been just renamed it here. So it has been affected here. I will go to tests. First, we show what is on our title bar. This is test property. Double click on it and it gives me the opportunity to update that title, and I will call it wage calculator. This way, I press enter. Now, one thing you must observe about this is in the test property, I enter wage calculator with space separating wage calculator. However, in the case of name, there was no space in the name. No space is present in the name. This is to tell you that when you are giving a name of a control, you must not put space. If I put space, let me try to put space. I do this, I say enter. Yes, it will complain. Property value is not valid. So take note, I'll click OK and it returns it back to the previous name. So that is it. It's okay by me that way. I go to file. Now I want to save my project. So I'll go to file and I say save all. Click on save all. It brings out the dialog box since I'm saving my project for the first time. Of course, this mustn't be new to you. So on that name, I put a wage calculator by default. Now this is the root at which I'll be saving my wage calculator right inside my document, right? And there's a folder that will be created this way. So the solution name itself is a wage calculator. And I give the option here, create directory for solution. Click save to save this project. Cool. Quickly design the form that we are interested in. Quickly design the form we are interested in. I enlarge this a bit. All right. So I need to enter my label control, text control, and button control. I'll click on the toolbox, go to, I need label control first. I need 3 of that. I double click on it to insert first one, double click to insert second one, double click to insert the third one. Similarly, I'll go to button, I'll double click to insert the first one, second one, third one, right? Oh, I don't need 3 boxes. 3 buttons there. Okay, I need a 3 text box. Okay, let me go to 3 text box. Text box 1, 2, 3. Cool. So I click back to my window. So it has shown all those controls which I have double click on. So all I'll do is I will select this, drag it here. For a level, just so that I will just drag it this way. We'll still do more of this later. Right, drag it this way. Okay, drag it this way. Cool. Now for the buttons, I've selected the 3 buttons by just dragging on there. So I will drag them down. You see, I only made a mistake of putting 3 buttons. I only need just 1 button. So I'll select this, delete that, select this, delete that. Good. So for this label, I need the 3 labels. I will select the 3 of them, right? Drag it down this way. Exactly. Now bring this one here. You see, it has aligned both horizontally and vertically with the label 1 and text box, the second text box. Yeah. So that is one advantage you see in the Visual Basic 2010, 2008, 2010, and 2012. Yes. Alright, I have inserted this. So in this label, this is the label control. I will select it. Immediately I select it, I come to the properties panel here. I go to test. For test, I double click on the test. It gives me room to enter what I want, and I want to enter number of hours worked. Put it this way, number of hours worked. Cool. For this one, I want this control to be hourly paid rate. So go to text box and say hourly paid rate. And for this one, I want it to be gross paid and yes, gross paid and that way. Cool. So I want to format these 3 labels. I select the 3, I select the 3 together. So go to font, inside the properties, click here. It brings out the dialog box. I want it to be bold, make it 10, right? Some it makes use of Microsoft Sans Serif. Say okay, it's okay by me that way. All right, I select the text box 1, 2, 3. I go to font, yes, give it a uniform, yes, configuration this way. Oh, good, that's lovely for me. All right, so I look at this text box, I go up, right, I haven't selected, just select only this text box. All right, drag up the properties and go to name. Now I'll give a unique name to this control. Take note, 2 controls on no ground should 2 controls bear the same name. As a matter of fact, VB will not even allow. So for text box, I will use TXT as a prefix for text box. TST hours worked. Okay, remember there was not be space there. Enter. Make this one TST page rate. TST page rate. Enter. And this will be TST gross paid. All right, so I know that gross paid. Enter. Cool. So this is the icon on the standard toolbar for save all. I click on save all. Now I come back to this button, drag this button here by aligning it, drag it down here, or make it a bit slider. Okay, so come to the property here for the button, double click on it. The prefix for button is BTN calculate. All right, okay, good. I drag down the property to go to test and put a test that will be displayed to my user there. I say calculate now. Cool, that's it. I drag up to verify by going to font, come down here, right? So say bold, make it a bit of that's 10. Cool. Hooray. All right, we have our app this way. Cool, drag it up. Now, what I want for my user, I click on save or to save. What I want for my user is that once my user enters the number of hours worked and the hourly paid rate and click on calculate now button, the application should automatically multiply the content right inside TXT hours worked and multiply it with the content inside TXT paid rate and display the answer right inside TXT gross paid for my user to see. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I haven't done this. Let us now go to the code end to program this application so that it does what we want. All you just need to do is double click on this button called calculate now. If I double click on it, it takes me to the code section, right? And inside the code section, it gives me the room to enter my code. Let us study this code section for the first time. So look at the first part of it, the first line of it, which says public class FRM wage calculator. The name of the form is FRM wage calculator. Of course, you won't forget that. We renamed that form that way. And we are placed inside the public class. And this public class is rightly closed hereby with end class. And here we have private sub btn calculate underscore click. And this private sub is also closed with end sub. Now, one thing you must notice here for this btn calculate, which we give the name to the button, btn calculate, such that whenever our user clicks on it, it will multiply the content for the number of hours worked and the hourly paid rate and display the answer right inside the third text box. Now, what you must observe here, this underscore click, it is automatically assigned to btn calculate. Now, what this means is that whenever the button control, which is a btn calculate, is clicked, it should execute anything we write inside here. And this is btn calculate. So whenever it is clicked once, it should multiply the content here and here, then display it here for our user. So let's go back to the code section by clicking on this. All right. So we now want to script the application. So we say txt gross paid dot text right equals to right space value there. Take note, VAL is what is the research name for value. So VAL, that is, take the value of txt hours worked dot test close bracket multiply with val txt paid rate dot test. Then you close it or press enter. You may close down enter. Cool. Then you save. Great. Let's run this application and see how it goes. To run the application, you can go to debug, right? Then click on start debugging, which has a shortcut of F5, right? This is shortcut for start debugging. Better still, you can come to the standard toolbar right here and click on this shortcut. This will run. I may minimize this. Oh, good. This is my application. Yes, I drag it to the center. So let's see how it works. Number of hours worked. Let's say I've worked for 6 hours in the day. I come down here, click on the next tab. I say hourly paid rate. Hourly paid rate. Let's say I'm being paid 2,000 naira for hourly paid rate. Now I click on calculate now. As I click on this, cool. As you can see, 6 times 2,000 will give us 12,000. So this application has actually functioned fine.